Hello there viewers, and a very warm welcome to this week's episode of Out and About. As part of the recent South Asian Heritage Month, SOAS University put on a community event which celebrated the very best of Indian arts, crafts and culture. As part of this, Sabrang Arts invited the Out and About team for Swar and Garba Yatra.
So we are at the School of Oriental and African Studies, also known as SOAS, where we are celebrating the South Asian Heritage Month Festival. After 2 years of pandemic, this is the first event of the South Asian Festival, which is happening in person. And to do it here at SOAS in the wonderful Brunei Gallery and the Brunei Theatre and also the other facilities at the SOAS, it's really a good start to the festival. The main theme of this year's South Asian Festival is Journeys of the Empire, where we are exploring how the South Asian diasporic communities have come to Britain through their journeys. Lot of people have come in different ways. We are celebrating the 75th independence of India. During partition, lot of people were displaced, they moved around. A lot of Asians went to Africa during the colonial rule. That also was a wonderful journey, and they settled in Africa, and then in 72 they had to start a new journey where they were expelled and they came to Britain. So the overall theme of this festival is exploring how this diasporic community is influenced by their journeys, what they bring with them, about their roots, how they maintain their roots, and how they connect themselves with the host country and adapt to the host country.
Okay, yeah, so I'm here to represent weaving, and for that I use a portable weaving loom, which is very easy to carry around, and it holds within it still the same techniques that you would otherwise use in any other type of loom. So it's a condensed version of a loom. It has all the elements, but it's just lighter and smaller. So therefore it's nice to take it out and about and talk about weaving to different people, as I do here today. And I have taken this loom to India as well, and I have also taken it to Gujarat, so that way it all fits together. And what we like to do in our weaving studio is to promote textile awareness, so make weaving visible and show people you can make simple things by yourself. You can use the threads that somebody has hand spun. You can promote all these industries, and I just give you a small demonstration. We use our feet, we use our hands, and we use the shuttle. And we have preloaded the yarn onto the bobbin. And by doing this, we are progressing a simple but colorful piece of cloth that can be used for many different things. I can use some silk, I can use some cotton. It's easy to do, but we are making it by ourselves, so it tells the story of the person who made it, and that's always important. We are not machines. A machine will make this completely perfect, but as said, that's hardly as interesting. And yeah, this is an opportunity for community weaving. Many people can weave together and create something that they can talk to other people about.
Before the machines were invented to spin and weave, the whole world used to turn the charkha, spin on charkha, wool, hemp and cotton. Everything was made by hands. Then the clever people invented machines, which is good. So gradually we forgot to hand spin and hand weave. But that because of that, a lot of people, millions of people became unemployed. So when Gandhiji came back from Africa, he could see that India is starving and people have lost their skills. So he reinvented the big charkha. And it was a huge charkha, big wheel, and with a belt it was linked to a spindle like this. Then he thought, this is very chunky and very heavy, difficult to take wherever I go. So with the help of his friends, he made some improvements, and he made this box charkha. It was called Yaravada Chakra. And you can see it's a smaller version of this. Now we can make only a size of a book, which can go in my handbag. So I can speak anywhere, anytime in the world, even on the aeroplane.
So basically, I'm presenting out of Gujarat here, which is west part in India. So this is not limited. To Gujarat or India only, but all Southwest Asia, from Afghanistan to Indonesia, China, everywhere. So basically, it is originated from Persia since 13th century, and then when Mughal came to India in 16th century, they brought this art to India. So Mughals, they don't wear it as a garment, but they used to use it everywhere as a decorative purpose, like hangings and everything. So and then in 16th century, mirror, they used to use a mica, which is a chemical silicate. So you can see here, these are the very oldest version of mirror, which is made of mica. Then in mid-17th century, they used to make it in factory. These are handmade. So they used to make it by hand, and women only used to make it. And then in 17th century, they used to make it in a machine. So you can see like a same size and even edges. They available in many different shape, diamond, square, circle, and everything. So these mirrors are uneven. You can't find like a same age and same size mirror. So this is second version, and nowadays latest these are plastic one, right? So in 20th century it comes to plastic made. So these are obviously cheaper than the glass one, and they also use a machine to fix it. So now here I'm showing how to fix the mirror on the fabric, right? So there are two steps basically. So first is to stuck it onto the fabric. So what you do is make a frame. So it gets stuck onto the fabric. So that's the first thing, you make a frame, and there are so many different variation to stick it on the frame, not just one. And then once you do the frame, then the second step is to interlace it. So, and you just go all around here to finish it. So I'm just about to finish it here. And as you can see, they use it for so many different things, not just a garment. You can see here the accessories and the tapestry, that is a hanging, which is called toran. This is chania choli. So you can see here the mobile case.
So I'm here to demonstrate wool spinning. And the wool that you see has been sourced from Kullu, which is a region in Himachal Pradesh in India. I sort of picked up the practice of spinning in Kutch when I was working with the craft communities of that region. The wool has been sourced from Kullu because I worked with one of the weaver groups who sort of brought back the idea of local economies by stopping to work with synthetic wool and merino wool, which was always exported and brought out of the region and also wasn't sustainable in any way. So while looking at their own skill set and practice and sort of growing that, they sort of started working with, sort of got in touch back with the pastoralist communities who would rear sheep in the region. And yeah, they sort of linked back with them and sort of started sourcing with them again. They would wash the wool, take it to a local carding machine down in Kullu. The weavers group is based in Nagar, which is a small town between Kullu and Manali. And yeah, that's how my sort of affiliation and work with wool started, and I've been at it since then. And about 2 years back, when I was working in Kutch, I sort of started trying to pick up spinning in some way. I'm a weaver. My background is in textile design. Recently also finished biodesign. So that biodesign is also looking at how biological systems can enhance design. But if you actually look at it, they've always been doing that by being a part of our local systems. The natural materials that we get, the way in which that we sort of exchange with another living system has been a part of our living since a really long time.
Time for a short break, but we've got some great entertainment coming your way in part 2. Welcome back to Out and About. In today's show, we're at SOAS University in London, where we're celebrating South Asian Heritage Month.
Today, we're marking South Asian Heritage Month at the SOAS South Asian Heritage Month Festival. It's the first time we've done an in-person event, and it's incredible to see the diversity of the South Asian communities being reflected over the course of the two-day festival. We started on Friday, we're running on Saturday, and it's been perfect. We've had film viewings, we're having workshops. At the moment we're in a Gujarati heritage workshop where there is beadwork happening, there are mendi taking place, there is weaving, stitching, there's a charkha showing how to weave cotton. So it's impressive, it really is. And it's wonderful to have these sorts of opportunities to celebrate what it means to be South Asian. One of the reasons behind South Asian Heritage Month is the idea of celebration, but also commemorating our history and heritage. We need to understand who we are and we need to understand our past if we're to understand what it means to identify as someone who's South Asian heritage in modern day Britain. And it's also about education. As the workshops are showing around here, this is about educating, this is about teaching people new skills, new ideas, new thoughts, new philosophy, the history, the heritage, the culture, the arts. It's about reflecting the diversity that exists within South Asian communities, but also about us learning from the past and learning from what we have. Unfortunately, many people are forgetting some of the skills that we see in this particular workshop. And it's saddening to see how things have changed so much, even in my lifetime. I remember when I was a child, going to India, seeing how things were being done there. 30 years later, things are very different. And there's a sense of loss of identity as a result. Not so much in India. And other parts of South Asia, they've been able to maintain their own identities in a way that remains organic for them. But certainly those who are in the diaspora communities, such as those in Britain, who may not have the same connections that they used to, who may feel that there's a much more of a distance between them and their South Asianness. And the purpose of South Asian Heritage Month is to reflect upon what it means to be South Asian, ensure that people can engage and work with that. They can learn through it, but also, and this is perhaps the most important aspect of South Asian Heritage Month, it's about allowing others who aren't South Asian to better understand who we are. Unless we're able to tell them who we are, how are we going to know who we are ourselves? we need to learn for ourselves, but we also need to be better at explaining to others.
Here we are here in the Wolfson Gallery of SOAS's library, where there is a wonderful exhibition which is talking about the narratives of refugee memories. This is the 50th anniversary of the expulsion of the Ugandan Asians, and SOAS has very kindly asked us to do a small element of our touring exhibition to be added to the partition exhibition. 50 years ago, General Idi Amin asked the Asians to vacate in 90 days, and they were given this notice, and with just one suitcase and 50 pounds in their pockets, they had to leave the country. So here we are showing some beautiful photographs which we have obtained from the Mo Amin Foundation. Mo Amin was a BBC photojournalist who was the only photojournalist whom Idi Amin allowed to come into Uganda. And you can see some wonderful photos of the expulsion. And when people are asked to leave the country in 90 days with only 50 pounds in their pockets, they carry with them some important emotive, sentimental objects. So here you can see a little collection of, for a child, it might be a doll, or a person might have some faith objects, or a radio, which is very precious to them, some currency note, or a suitcase. So I'm the exhibition's lead of the British Ugandan Asians at 50 organization, and we are doing a national tour of our exhibition, which is going all over the place. At the moment it is at the Curve Theatre in Leicester, and after that we're coming to National Archives, and we are focusing on the volunteers who helped our Ugandan Asians 50 years ago. These volunteers have done a marvelous job and so helped settle so many displaced communities. So the whole narrative of this exhibition is about displacement and what happens to communities when they are uprooted from their home. And the British Ugandan Asians have done a wonderful job in taking some oral histories of people, the volunteers, the residents in the camps. We are focusing on 3 camps particularly: Tonfanai in North Wales, Stradishall in Suffolk, and Honiton in Devon. And we have collected more than 35 oral histories of these people who were involved in settling all these people. So that is all about the Ugandan Asians at 50.
So good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome to the SOAS South Asian Heritage Month Festival. So this is essentially a post-pandemic festival, and we wanted to keep this quite a free-flowing one, with a lot of emphasis on community participation and community music. And that has been the thinking behind bringing dance form like the Garba, for instance, which connects different histories of migration and diasporic communities. So here the festival focus is the 75th year of Indian independence, Pakistan, the commemoration of partition, and following which the afterlives of partition leading to the political division of East and West Pakistan as well. And we also are celebrating the 50 years of the Ugandan Asian migration to the UK.
ढिंगला ढिंग लिए घर मां क्या क्या ढिंगला ढिंग लिए घर जलड़ा भिंजाया रे प्रार्थना मेरा में मारा रामे रमता क्या रे मृत्यु लोक में माटी माते मानव कहने भाग्या रे नजर ना जाम छलकावी ने चाल्या क्या तमे नजर ना जाम छलकावी ने चाल्या क्या तमे जिगर ने आम तरसावी ने चाल्या क्या तमे.
The dance is about women coming together. It's been set up in the village of Gujarat, and women coming together to celebrate the sense of womanhood, celebrating dance, having some fun. And we are all based in London, but it's basically the same. We are calling women all over the world to come and, come together, celebrate, dance, enjoy the friendships that we make, and have some fun out of it. And we're delighted to have you here to watch our performance, and hope you enjoy.
Our best wishes to everybody involved with putting on those incredibly important celebrations, and of course to Lata Desai and the team at Sabarang Arts. That's all we've got time for in this week's programme, but we'll be back at the same time, same place next week. Until then, viewers, have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.